It is your boy the Grizz, and he is finally back with another video. A discussion video, if you will. Your boy is currently not present on camera because he is not camera ready. But I had some stuff on my mind these last few months where I haven't been posting content consistently. And I gotta talk about it. There has been so much bullshit going on in gaming. I remember when the whole Activision Blizzard acquisition on the end of Microsoft was going through, and I felt like I was reporting on that all the time, and I knew it. I got exhausted doing that shit. Now I feel like that's where shit started. And then when that shit fell through, when that deal had its success and motherfuckers started getting fired, I was even more upset. But before we even get further into this, and this isn't one of those, yo, go ahead and like and share or whatever. I realize I'm just going to start doing this just for fun. And this is going to be my outlet to where I'm just going to fucking talk my shit about video games and whatever else might end up on this fucking channel. So you could go ahead and watch the video that I have attached to it. This is probably going to be some random gameplay. But you can also maybe treat this as a podcast if you want. A one-man podcast if you want. Because people I know very close to me, they've watched it. I'm talking cousins, friends, you know. Everybody's saying like, yo, I enjoyed your content, but it doesn't really seem like who you are as a person. And even though this should still be more of a character, because I'm obviously not using my real name, I'm using my kayfabe name, and as they would call in wrestling, this is my YouTube name, right? But if you know me, you know me, and you about to get the real version of me. But without further ado, we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about the video game industry, right? I don't like that so many people are getting fired. I don't like that studios are getting closed because those fucking CEOs want to keep shareholders so happy that they have these unrealistic ass expectations. Now, I'm not an analyst, but I'm starting to notice certain patterns and stuff like that in this industry. And what bothers me is when studios and shit get closed down because they're saying did not meet expectations. Primarily, I'm gonna hit you with one of the freshest ones. It's the studio that did Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. You see all these dumb motherfuckers on social media who want to be laugh reacting when shit ain't even funny, or get mad and talk about why they didn't play it, right? Oh, it's a side scroller. Nobody cares about a side scroller in 2024. When you got motherfuckers like that with opinions like that, you should already know that you should have tempered your expectations. When you got Metroid Dread, because we was fiending for a Metroid game for years, a side scroller at that. We got Metroid Dread, which was a fantastic fucking game, I gotta say. It was a 7-hour game that took me 24 hours, but that's because I'm not too well with Metroidvanias. That's why I didn't beat Hollow Knight, but nonetheless. You can't expect these type of fucking games to sell 5, 6, 10 million. You can't expect these type of games to be up to par with Call of Duty, a damn online shooter that they are consistently updating and adding content to. Now, this game definitely had DLC, but the thing is, right, if you went into this game and you were interested, you enjoyed it. Now, I'm not saying I did, right, because there are also other things that cause people not to play this, simply because it's Ubisoft, and not just because Ubisoft has such a bad rap, because they do. And then oftentimes I definitely say fuck Ubisoft because I just really I'm fucking sick to death of Assassin's Creed. But I will say this. Ubisoft's games tend to go down in price really quickly. And as of the recording of this video, it's presently election day in 2024. I've seen Prince of Persia in the last week drop an extra $5. Last week it was like $20, and I think I only saw it for $20 on Switch. This week it's fucking $16, and that's on both PlayStation and Switch. I don't think I saw it for sale on Xbox. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying from what I saw. And I just sort of just basically scrolled through Twitter because I'm a big wrestling fan, I'm a big gaming fan, and even maybe get some movie news from Twitter, right? I like to have the social medias for the social medias. But when you go into these fucking comments and you see these despicable motherfuckers, and it's always some motherfucker with an anime profile picture or no profile picture at all, because those are obviously burner accounts for people who want to just start shit, create a false narrative, using terms like fake news because that's some shit they fucking heard, and because they can't think for their own selves. And if you're talking like that, and if they talking like that, we know who the fuck they voted for. And I'm keeping it funky with you here, baby. And I don't like that shit. I don't like the current state of the gaming industry and gaming in general. Gaming is my favorite medium. I love wrestling to death. Like right before I sat down to record this, I was watching the Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a wrestling fan, and even if you're not a wrestling fan, you know what's been going on over there with Mr. McMahon. But video games, that's my first love, man. And people giving death threats and shit to developers because they don't care for certain stuff. I don't know, man. It's just like, I don't fucking like coleslaw. But I don't try to track down the inventor or whoever came up with the idea for coleslaw and start telling them crazy stuff. And I'm going to try to still not take too many liberties, even though I'm not monetized, but I still want this to be posted because I want my message to be heard, you know? I'm not going to be going after somebody because I don't like them. I just shut the fuck up and be like, no, I don't want any coleslaw. Why? Because you have the opportunity, because you're behind the safety of your phone or your computer. Do you think you can just skate through life and just spread freaking negativity? You understand what I'm saying? You can skate through life and spread negativity because it's fun. Like a fucking succubus, an incubus, or I might be using the wrong term there. Like a fucking parasite is really what I mean, right? Everybody's lives isn't exactly what they want, but nobody's life ever got better. We're just continually spreading negativity and just being negative. You stay in that light, in that vein, man. And y'all on here, like the Ghost of Yotei trailer, I'm mad for completely different reasons, right? Oh, it's because y'all be like, oh, this is LGBTQ and they're also an activist and yada yada yada, right? And now let's because I'm gonna just randomly just be bouncing back and forth between various topics, but they all kind of like are around the same thing. Whatever you agree with, whatever you identify with, or whatever, if you care about it, all right, you know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: when you shouldn't care about something, I think you should just shut the fuck up. Right? If you don't agree with the activists or whatever, that's not your place to go and out and harass this person. That's not your position to. You can be vocal and be like, I don't like that they switched Jin and they're giving us another character, and it's a female character at that. And this is how many years into the future? I don't really like that. Right? Cool. But why should this person directly affect how you feel about a game or a franchise, unless maybe some things that they do or say that you don't agree with gets implemented into the game? That's when you really like, nah, I'm not fucking with this. And I understand you are a certain person and you're taking a certain stance, but you're going out of your way to harass them, to spread negativity, and just be outright jerks. Right? I never really got that. Maybe because I just, I have a pretty good background. I come from a pretty good family who are all loving and just kept it real and weren't really hateful people. And you just sometimes just expect people to be at least halfway decent. And I think we give people too much fucking credit. Right? So, and with that going into, a lot of people think that this stuff is DEI. Right? And I want to talk about that because I often see stupid motherfuckers just repeating what they hear, talking about go woke or go broke. They said that about Assassin's Creed. They are also saying that about Ghost of Yotei. I will get back to Assassin's Creed eventually, because I got some shit to say about that, especially as a black man. Now, if we're talking about Ghost of Yotei and everybody's saying go woke or go broke, and nobody's asking, nobody said anything about it. Just put it this way: however you feel about this, don't harass them. And I think as far as DEI goes, what's really bothering most people in the industry is the way they're handling DEI. I'm talking about not just video games, I'm talking about movies and TV as well. And what they're trying to do is include everybody. And I'm just like, y'all gotta stop trying to just use that shit as check boxes and hire somebody that can hire people in those certain projects. I mean, I know you gotta kind of do a checklist or whatever, but maybe hire someone that fits the DEI. Like, you want a person of color, you want somebody in the LGBTQIA or whatever. Hire somebody, put somebody in charge of hiring those people, but hiring people who know what the fuck they're talking about and what they're doing when it comes to the projects. Because a lot of this stuff is probably failing simply like because people are just putting on their blinders, right? Let me try to give y'all an example. I have no example. I really don't want to say I have an example. Like, maybe say you're trying to find a way to be fashionable in school. You're in high school or whatever. You're trying to find a way to be fashionable in school. And everybody gets the coolest shoes and stuff like that. And you think you buy what's the coolest shoes and everybody's still fucking laughing at you because you keep trying to be everybody else. Or maybe you do buy the name brand shoe and you're still not fucking cool, right? That's because you're trying to be something that you are not. If you, maybe you like some of that cool shit, the fly stuff or whatever, right? But you're not being you. You're trying to emulate what you see. And that's what I feel like a lot of people and a lot of these companies and corporations are doing. They don't really give a shit about DEI. Now, if they hire somebody that did and they can help fund the projects, well, not fund it, but help move forward projects where you can include people inside the DEI, then yeah, okay. That's okay. They cared about this. There seemed to be a lot of care and a lot of passion and stuff like that. A lot of charm where you can't offend all the crowds, right? Because oftentimes, sometimes certain games will change genres and people don't like that. Like Final Fantasy, for example, and even most currently Dragon Age. Dragon Age is straight up action, just like Final Fantasy was straight up action. I understand. It's not turn-based, blah blah blah, and then you just spread out mad negative hate, and then you just get mad that these games still sell or people are liking it, and you sitting there laugh reacting stuff. I don't get that bullshit, right? I just really don't get that. I just think people need to stop that, and I think corporations need to do better at handling DEI. You want people to feel more included? All right, cool. You can change the genre, make it an action game. But if you're gonna include people of color, people in the LGBTQIA community, and whatever else I might be forgetting, you gotta hire somebody that's going to hire with the company's best interest at heart, not some bullshit. Not some bullshit. You're not gonna go to your kids and be like, "Hey kids, I want to get you a fantastic dinner," and you fucking take them to McDonald's. Especially not today, with all the bullshit going on in the food right now. But that's just what I'm saying. You have passion and you want to make a great product, and you feel like you still need to hire more people of color or people in other communities. Well, hire somebody that can hire them and people that actually are talented. Y'all hiring motherfuckers just for checklists, and y'all games are taking a hit. Y'all hiring motherfuckers that feel like if you don't hire them, then you should feel threatened and blah, blah, blah. Nah, that's not how we move forward. Y'all want to feel included? Y'all come through with peace. You know? Y'all come through with peace, and y'all just say, hey, all we want to do is be included. That's all we doing. We just want to be included. And I'm like, all right, cool. I feel that. Right? So let me go back to this Assassin's Creed shit. It got delayed out of November, and it's supposed to be coming out in February. I'm probably gonna get really worked up on this one. I'm just letting y'all know now. But you know, it pisses me off the way everybody fucking reacted with Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? Motherfuckers is just mad you can play as a black character, and that's the main story. That's it. It's suddenly his rank, and if he was a formidable samurai, if he was a real samurai, or if he was a retainer, or whatever, suddenly y'all motherfuckers is historians. But I ain't never really seen motherfuckers play Assassin's Creed, even though it's really some parts of it rooted in real history. I ain't never seen y'all motherfuckers really care about it in the comment sections. Y'all suddenly care about that shit when black folks is involved. Y'all hate black people. Say that. Just say that and move the... Or don't say it and mind your fucking business and let the people who are genuinely excited for the product be excited for the product. Multiple stories have been told about ninjas and stuff in Japan. Multiple stories. Assassin's Creed with Ubisoft, they wanted to take a different route. They wasn't trying to be safe with doing Yasuke. They just said, hey, this is a person in real life whose story hasn't been told that much. The dude then recently got an anime, which wasn't all that, but he's shown up in Neo. I think he's one of the bosses. I can't really get far in them games. Them shit's as hard as a motherfucker, but shout out to the Neo series. Speaking of, spin off of that was Rise of Ronin. Fucking love that game. Y'all gonna hear me talk about that. But so they decided to take a unique, a real person in history who's a lot of some of the stuff about him wasn't really really able to speak about, because there's certain stuff where, oh, they got him out of slavery. They thought he was actually dirty. They kept trying to scrub it off, and we know that, and how he actually, you know, did some training and put some work in under Oda Nobunaga before he was overthrown and stuff like that. But we don't know much after that. So when you got stuff like Assassin's Creed where they can take a story and just add to it and make it seem like, maybe that did happen or whatever, and you can make it interesting, cool. I have no idea what the fuck is the problem, because they also said that motherfucker was twice the size of every man in Japan. So him being a big ass dude that's also a power type inside the game, fire. For me as a black man, yes. I've been playing video games as white men my whole damn life. Mario is a white man, and you know what I'm saying? My favorite wrestlers are white men. My favorite wrestler just retired, basically for the second time, but you know, this is it. Bryan Danielson. He is my all-time favorite. Y'all motherfuckers love Hulk Hogan at some point, John Cena, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and yet I'm not complaining about that shit. But when we do get black wrestlers, we proud as fuck. The Rock, Kofi Kingston, Bobby Lashley, Big E, shit like that. And when we get black characters in video games, yes, it's a win for us. But if it's also an interesting character, it's a win for everyone. Y'all need to get y'all heads out y'all asses when it come to race, and especially when it come to sex, because y'all bitched and complained about the female character. I can't even remember her name off the top of my head, because y'all bitched so much about the black samurai and his rank and if it was legit or not, that I don't remember her name. And some people in comment sections, I give them credit, they said this is the greatest assassin in all of Assassin's Creed. Yasuke, the conversation around Yasuke was so up front to the forefront, motherfuckers forgot she was in the game too. And it was a dual protagonist game. That shit is, I give y'all credit for that. But what I'm saying is y'all don't even know why y'all mad. It's literally racist to do that. The dude is in history and he's a real character. That's it. Motherfuckers wasn't complaining when Ben Franklin had some device in his hand. I think this is in Assassin's Creed 3. I played some of it. That could like literally destroy the world or some shit like that. Alternate history. When you in Assassin's Creed Origins and you fighting spirits and not spirits, but you know, mythological creatures in Egypt and shit like that. Or you playing Odyssey and you fighting Medusa and all them other motherfuckers. And whatever you was fighting in Valhalla. Why suddenly y'all want to be questioning history? I don't get it. Honestly, we are in a different time where if you don't like something, you don't have to be around it. Separate yourself. You also don't have to say anything racist or be a bigot. You could shut the fuck up and stay that way. Talk about the things that you actually do like. Motherfuckers going in the comments talking about a game they haven't even played. Especially with most recently Dragon Age. They saw some screenshots of, let's say, a character that could possibly fit in the LGBTQ community. Everybody complained about that. But then when you go to the game's comment section, there's almost no mention of it. Like, I'm talking about the positive comments. There's almost no mention of none of that stuff. There's almost no conversation around it. People are just saying, I really like the combat. Maybe something they liked more from the previous games. But people that are actually playing it and understanding what the game is, they seem to be enjoying it. The game was at the top of Steam charts. And some people are saying that's only because it launched day and date on Steam. Because instead of just like the EA Play Store or whatever. And I'm like, yes and no. Maybe some motherfuckers just wanted a new action RPG and they liked the Dragon Age universe and they were clamoring for something else in the Dragon Age universe. This video is definitely longer than I thought. And I wanted to say I don't know how long this was going to be. But I did say you could listen to this in a bit of a podcast format. But I wanted to say, like, yo, y'all got to stop, man. DEI needs to be done properly. People need to stop being racist. People need to stop being bigots. You don't have to agree with certain people's life choices. But you have the opportunity and the power to leave them the fuck alone and mind your own business. If they come meddling in your business, then I would understand why you have a problem with it. Y'all was complaining about Dustborn, and every time I see one of y'all in the comments just echoing Sweet Baby Inc., Sweet Baby Inc. Now, I'm not trying to take anything away from Sweet Baby Inc. They've been on the record saying some things for people to disagree with. But don't harass people either. I definitely want to say that. But I also think that if they are going to get advice from certain, I think people just need to be biased for the most part. And they still need to have an audience as a whole, not just a specific audience. Unless, of course, you are trying to make a specific audience. And I could be wrong in this. But the game Dustborn looks like it wanted to tailor specifically to the LGBTQ community. And I think that should be fine. They should be able to do that. That ain't got shit to do with you. You just mad that there's a game out here that's not for you. And if you really wanted to play the game, you can get your head out your ass and just see that other people exist that's not just like you. And play the game. And judge it about being a game. And not about it having some choices or that you just don't like. And if you don't like it, don't play it. It's just that simple. There are games out there that I don't agree with some stuff in it. I don't agree with. But you'll just hear me say, not for me. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't have to be an asshole. Just like you don't. And I really think that if more people be less assholes, then we can move on to a better world, really, and to a better place with the state of industry and stuff like that. If you got this far, I would like to say thank you. I've had a consistent 410, 411 subscribers. I haven't really uploaded many videos, but I feel like at least 100 of y'all, really, real subscribers, close to it maybe, might actually be rocking with your boy. And if you watch this to the end, hit that like button, man. I ain't even joking. I'm going to promote it, though. Hit that like button. Maybe this will get me somewhere. Maybe people will hear me and be like, yo, I got to give you credit. There's some other videos that I want to say I actually really liked. And I got to try to find a channel. I do believe it might have been, what's his name? Legendary Drops. And he spoke on the way he spoke on DEI. It was awesome. And better than what I could have said, because he probably did some writing. He probably didn't completely fly off the handle. He probably didn't completely talk. But it was really, really a really great talking piece, man. I recommend that. But if you liked what I said, hit that like button. If you got anything you want to talk about, you disagree with, let's have a healthy conversation in the comment section. Or, I probably shouldn't say this. I said, come holler at your boy on Twitter. In fact, yes, let's do it as a social experiment. Holler at your boy on Twitter. That'll be tagged in the comment section. Well, in the description, I should say. And let's go there and have that conversation. Have that healthy back and forth. And you can watch some of the idiots that I mentioned in this video come in and try to hijack it. I remember during the pandemic, I had a superhero shirt on with a lot of the black superheroes from Marvel, and it said Black Lives Matter or whatever. I hadn't mentioned anything in the video about it. Somebody in the comment section just immediately commented, all lives matter. Just because. They didn't watch the video, they didn't do anything. They just went to comment. Don't be like them. Be better. Be good. Enjoy gaming. Until then, this video, this podcast, whatever you will, this on the fly is finito.